Hi, my name is Emmanuel, and my wife Amanda and I left everything from Toronto, Canada, and moved to Brazil. Yeah, I know that I haven't really posted in over a month, and I'm going to explain exactly why. So, I don't even know where to begin. Last time we just got all of our stuff. We were starting to unpack everything, and we finished unpacking. We unpacked, we brought the laser up. I'll get to that in a second. And a lot has happened since. I realized that as much as I love making these videos here, I realized that I was neglecting my actual work. So I decided, okay, you know what? I got to go back into work. I was able to, I get some clients, I got to help them out. And I put a lot of time into the work, and then I just kind of got distracted from making these videos. Now, I know it's not the best thing. I try to make a commitment at the moment. I'm finding that it would be best if I do it as life is. So if I am extremely busy, I'm not going to force myself to film, because then I won't be able to give the best quality of content that I possibly can. So let's go what happened after all of that's been set up. I wanted to film and show you guys around the house, around the area. But before that, I wanted to clean up the entire mess. The entire mess all around. And yeah, so that's what it looks like. After that, the pool was green. It was not fun. It was full of algae, and we got a person to start cleaning it up. Then what happened was I got a nasty case of vertigo. I'm not sure if I mentioned that before, but earlier this year in February 2026, I was hospitalized for vertigo, and I was diagnosed with BPPV, something like that. I don't get all of those big names, just vertigo for me. And if you haven't experienced it, let me explain how it feels. So you move your head, and it feels like you've just been shoved into a barrel and rolled down a steep hill. And you're inside the barrel, just going over and over, just like rolling and rolling and rolling. So that wasn't easy at all. I am still, to this day, feeling a little bit of it. So whenever I get out of bed, I'm just like, whoa. And I was bedridden for a while. I couldn't get out of bed. Every time I did, the whole world just starts spinning, and it was not fun at all. At the same time, I also don't like feeling useless. I wanted to help out around the house, and we got a new cabinet, so you're gonna see it stacked and everything, but we got, and it came disassembled, and I was assembling it while on Vertigo, and here you can take a look. Using a particular company to transfer money from Canada to Brazil. And for the first time, it took $2,000 from us. It was not cool. But they said that, oh, you know, it's because the conversion rate changed, and they gave us a bunch of BS reasons. So they told us how to do it. So we have to send it to our account, a Canadian account in this company, and then we transfer it from the Canadian to the Brazilian reais. So we try to do that, and then the company decides to call it fraud. That's not fun. So we have a lot of money just up in the matrix because they are not going to receive it, and they're not going to send it into Brazilian reais. So we're kind of like in a position where it's like, okay, we got to do something about that. So we got to find another company. We got to send money a different way. Yeah, that's what I really wanted to talk about. That was the original context of this video. I wanted to just rant it out, but I'm not going to do that. But as I was going to come getting ready to record, something always happened. And that just kind of drove my ADHD mad, especially with the vertigos. It was very difficult for me to just stand and start recording. It's not an easy feat as is, because even though, yes, I am taking medication for ADHD, and it helps a lot, but it's also, it doesn't really help when the vertigo attacks it a lot stronger. So what makes my ADHD more difficult is the fact that I have tinnitus, and it's a loud ringing noise in my ear 24/7. So with that, then the world spinning with the vertigos, combining everything together was just extremely difficult. I'm not making excuses. I'm just explaining what happened, why I have been gone for a month. And I don't know, I don't want to make a promise that I cannot commit to. So I'm going to try to make as many of these videos as possible to update on the life here and everything. At the same time, I don't want to say, oh, I'm going to put out one video every single week. Because sometimes, yes, we get, I don't know if you hear this right now, the winds are incredibly strong. So sometimes I can't even record because of that. And then when I would have that motivation, that, I guess, that feeling to come out and record, I got bit by a brown recluse spider. For those who don't know what that is, I'm going to put a picture in here. So if you are afraid of spiders, turn around for a second. I'm going to tell you when it's safe. Okay, so here's the spider, how it looks like. Now that you've seen it, okay, you can turn around. It's no longer here. Yeah, that thing bit me. That was my fault. I was completely shirtless. I was working upstairs on the laser with a laser, and out of nowhere, it was like, boom, right over here on my side. I was like, ah, no idea. It was just so much pain. And then I see that little brown sucker. going out. It was a very trippy time because it's like, okay, a brown recluse causes necrosis, which is killing all the tissues in your skin. I'm not near a hospital. I didn't know if it was serious. I'm still recovering. Like the mark over here is getting a lot better. It's not as dark, not as big. So yeah, that was a trippy few days here. Also, what happened was when we got this place, we have these little things called roof spiders, okay? And they were all over the roof. It was crazy. Amanda and I tried to be nice. We tried to take them out, put them back in nature. I know we're around nature, they're supposed to be here, but it got to the point where the web would go all over the window. I made a mistake of not filming that, but that's a learning lesson for me. I can learn and to do more of that kind of stuff, for B-rolls and stuff like that, for you to see what it was like. So what happened was they kept coming back and they kept on growing and growing, and it was annoying. So we decided, you know what? No more. We got this poisonous chemical. We sprayed it all over the roof and around the outside of the house. The next day there was a spider cemetery all over. We had to do a lot of dead spiders. So we cleaned them up. And yeah, if you don't follow me on Instagram, you probably didn't see how I was talking about the bugs. So since that spider bite, instead of being nice, I was done with it. Any bug I see, I get rid of it. I kill it or whatever. Okay, I'm tired of playing nice because that's not going to happen again. So now Amanda and I are going to get that chemical again, and we're going to spray all over the house inside to make sure, because I don't know where that spider is. And I don't want him to bite me or Amanda. Thankfully, I didn't get necrosis. Thankfully. Yes, there is this, the chance of it is not as high, but that's the last thing I would want right now. We're still adjusting. We're still trying new things and figuring everything out. But I have to play safe and I have to watch out for both myself and Amanda. So if you don't follow me yet, go ahead and click the link. I'm going to put it in the description. The link to my Instagram. I talk a lot about the stuff that I do. If you want to learn what I do for work, a lot of it is on it, but I'm also sharing on my stories of what's happening day to day. So go ahead and give it a follow. And if you haven't subscribed yet, go for it. And that way you don't have to wait until you randomly see that I posted another video. All right. So with that said, thank you so much for being here. And if you have any questions, if you have anything you'd like me to explore, let me know in the comments. Until next time, take care.